Hello and welcome to day 3 of our 7-day belief course. I am Quanda Renee and I am very excited to be with you today, and I hope that you have been learning something over the past 3 days. I hope you're in a position and ready to receive all that God has for you. And if you are ready and you have your workbooks or a notepad or something, I hope you're ready to take notes, because today we are going to talk about doubt, fear, worry, and forgiveness. So I know this is like a subject that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but I think you need to kind of identify, in order for your beliefs to manifest, in order for your beliefs to be in line with what God says, you have to identify even the ugly things that happen in our life, even the ugly things like doubt, fear, and worry. So we're just going to get into that today, and I pray that you are willing to be honest with yourself and ready to identify where you are in those areas. So I want to talk about fears and doubts. Okay, so fears, doubts, and worries, all of that subtracts from your purpose. Your purpose is the reason why you're here, the reason why God created you, the reason you were meant to be on this earth. It's your calling, it's your purpose. That's why you're here. It's your why, so to speak. And if you're in worry, if you're in doubt, if you're in unforgiveness, that subtracts from the reason why you're here. So I want you to think about, what are some of your fears, what are some of your worries, and what are some of your doubts. And I want you to just take a few minutes and write those down. I want you to be 100% honest with yourself. I want you to really think about what kind of fears that you have going on in your life, and think about every area of your life. Are you fearful that you won't make it? Are you fearful that you'll never get married? Are you fearful that your money will never be right? Whatever your fear is, and doubts and worries, I want you to be honest with yourself and just write it down. And I also want to talk about worrying for a second. Worrying is a practice. It's like it's something that that's built up, that we've built up from doing so much. So it's important that you really think about the things that you're worrying about, so we can tackle those, because you built that practice. So it's going to take some strategies, it's going to take some techniques, it's going to take the right mindset to cancel that practice, or to end that practice. So how do I stop worrying? How do I stop worrying? It's easier said than done. How do we stop worrying? We stop worrying when we realize that we serve a big God. Scripture says, is there anything too hard for God? It's the place where we have to get into our lives and in our mindset, where we exalt God above everything that we're going through. And I made a video, and I'll probably share it if you're watching through Facebook, or if you're in the Facebook group, I'll probably share it. It was titled, Worry and Worship Can't Exist at the Same Time. And in that video, I was just saying how I was about to be worrying about something, and then I had to kind of get in my posture of worship. And I was saying that worship isn't something that they tell you to do in church. For me, it's a posture where I exalt God above everything that I'm facing, above everything that's chaotic in my life. And so I'm gonna post that so it can bless you. But I also want you to know that for every problem there is a solution. For every problem, there's a solution. No matter what you're facing, no matter what you're going through, for every problem, there is a solution. And something to think about too is, you can't solve problems with the same mind that created the problem. So if you want a solution, you have to get outside of worry. You can't solve your problems. You can't come up with solutions to problems if you are trying to solve it with that same worrying mind. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about unforgiveness. I know this is a thing that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but it's real. You know what I mean? I want you to think about your life, and think about situations, and think about things that you've been through. Is there any one or any situation or something like that where you need to get into a posture of forgiveness? Even the smallest offense. I want you to really think about that, and I want you to just jot that down. If you could think of anything or anyone that you need to forgive, and I want you to even think about, do you need to forgive yourself for anything? Unforgiveness closes so many doors. There's a lot of people that are wondering, like, why am I stuck? I've been in this place for so long. Could it be that you haven't forgave something, someone in your life? Could it be you haven't forgiven yourself? I want you to really, really think about this. Excuse me. Forgiveness is very, very, very important. It will keep you stuck if you let it. So I want you to really be honest and really think about where you are with your forgiveness. I also might post another video I made, if you're watching through Facebook again, and it was about forgiveness, and I was saying how, forgiveness is a decision that you make for yourself. It's never about the other person. It's never about what they did to you. It's for your peace. It's for your healing. It's for your deliverance. It's your breakthrough. It says, I choose myself. I value myself more than I value what they did to me. So I want you to really, really dig deep and think about what it is, or who it is that you need to forgive, even if you need to forgive yourself. And I want to give you an assignment to do with forgiveness. If there's anyone you need to forgive, including yourself, I want you to write a letter. And I want you to be 100% honest in that letter. And I want you to tell that person how you feel. You did this to me. I felt this. And I want you to be 100% honest. I want you to tackle the ugliness of it. If let's say you need to forgive your father, or you need to forgive your mother for not doing this or doing that, I want you to be honest with yourself and dig deep. And I want you to write that letter and get that all out and give it out and let it go. Write the letter, and then after you write that letter, I want you to rip it up or burn it, and that's going to signify you taking your hands off of what happened. It's going to signify you letting it go, you giving it to God. You don't want to be stuck no longer than you have to. So don't let unforgiveness keep you stuck. So that will be your homework assignment for tonight. I want you to think about someone or even yourself that you need to forgive, and write the forgiveness letter, and then make a decision for you to let it go. I don't care what they did. I don't care what they said. I'm not excusing their behavior at all. But I want you to value you more than you value what happened to you, because what they did to you is not your identity. It's not who God said you are. So I want you to tackle that tonight. And I also want you to create, if you flip over a couple pages, you'll see this is my take on an index card. And if you have index cards, this will be better. I want you to create some I am statements. I am means the name of God. He said to Moses, I am that I am. So whatever you put behind that I am is going to be powerful, because God's name is on front of it. So I want you to think about who you are and who God says you are. I want you to write all positive I am statements. I want you to write, if you are successful, I want you to write I am successful. If you are rich, I want you to write I am rich. If you are happy, whatever it is, even if you're lacking that thing, even if that thing is not in your life yet, I want you to say I am a wife, I am a mother, I am happy, I am abundance, I am successful. Whatever it is, I want you to create these I am statements. And remember, all positive, because if you're going to say I am broke, guess what you're going to get in your life? Because you have God's name before it, and then you're just magnifying that broke. So I want you to really think about it and dig deep. And I think I only put a couple of these in here, but that's okay. Make copies or get some index cards and really dig deep and just create some powerful I am statements. Whatever it is, even if you don't see that in your life right now, I want you to write it as though it is. The Bible says we have not because we ask not. And the Bible also says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So you know what I mean? That thing can manifest easily. So I want you to really, really, really think about that. I want you to dig deep, think about your fears, your doubts, your unforgiveness, your worries, and I want you to be honest and real with yourself and identify it, so that we can move forward and we can let go, let the past be the past, and move forward, because God is not the God of the past. The past is done. It's not here anymore. It's just a memory. So again, I thank you guys for joining me for day 3, and today we talked about doubt, fear, worry, and unforgiveness. And let's identify where we are so we can move forward and have and be all that God has called us to be. Until day 4, I will see you guys soon.